Welcome back to Forensic Education. I'm Sergeant Mike McCutcheon, and I'm going to be your instructor for today. Today I'm going to show you how to preserve toolmark evidence or impression evidence. Toolmark evidence or impression evidence could be left at a burglary if they use a screwdriver to open the window or a pry bar to get into a door or something like that. That evidence that's left behind, you need to be able to lift. So I'm going to show you two ways to do that using microsil and using Accutrans. So now we're going to take a few minutes, we're going to take a break, we're going to let this stuff dry, and then I will lift it and we will compare it to our vice grips and see if we can do a good comparison between the microsil and the vice grips and the Accutrans in our vice grips. Okay, so it's been about 6 minutes. Our microsil is dry, our Accutrans is dry, so now we're going to peel that off and we're going to see what evidence we have. Then once we peel that off, we're going to compare it to the tool marks, and now I have the known that made the tool marks, so that I'm going to actually compare it with that. Our piece of wood, the same thing. We have our known tool mark impression. We're going to peel that off. You can touch it. It's not going to move. I'm just going to grab a corner. I'm going to peel that off. Now you have a duplicate of the tool mark impression. Okay, now we've done both with the Accutrans. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the microsil, and we're going to peel that off. Similar consistency, we're going to peel that off slow. And we're just going to take a corner. A little more delicate. And now you can see the impressions in there as well. Okay, so now that we lifted our impressions, our tool mark impressions, we know what the known is, which are the pair of vice grips. So now I'm going to show you a close-up of the vice grips, the impression itself, and then the evidence that we recovered. And then we also have the same if you go to a scene and there are tool mark impressions, it's important that you either use the microsil or Accutrans to get that evidence. Now normally what I would do is if I had some marks like this, I would take some tape that has a scale on it and put that on there. And that way I'm going to take a picture of that before I lift it and photograph that for evidence as well. But now that we're able to lift it, we're able to send that to the lab. If you come across somebody who you suspect is doing burglaries and has those tools, now this stuff is very easily to be stored. You don't have to worry about it getting damaged, and you can leave that scene thinking that you have all of your evidence, and hopefully you can get a conviction. I hope